Hey everybody, welcome back to another brand new video. Today we're taking a look at the Maxace Covenant 2, a somewhat elusive knife that I've always wanted to try but at the same time didn't want to try because, well, it's a bearing knife and not many people like bearings, including myself. The only bearings that I do like are IKBS bearings from something like a ELB Pro Flipper 2. So yeah, this knife didn't bode well in my hands, but I still wanted to try it and see how it was. With the iteration of the new one, it does come with some changes. For one, these new titanium spacers, which are, believe it or not, the same width as barrel spacers. To be honest, I think they could have just put a barrel in there because with these, it still is handle biased. The only thing I like about the spacers is that they are titanium, which means they're anodizable, and they do have jimping on the sides, which means they're grippy for ladders and such. But this does lead me on to the main problem of the knife, which is it is a little handle biased for me, and it's okay. It does get better when you flip it a lot, but it's just something you guys should know, considering that some of you might be looking out for this knife and hoping it's not handle biased. Another thing that's kind of a con to me is the weight of this knife. Even though it has titanium handle slabs with carbon fiber inlays, this knife is 4.9 ounces. That's right, it's basically a 5-ounce knife, which is just kind of unacceptable at this point from mainstream standards. I don't like 5-ounce knives. I do like knives that are in the somewhat higher 4-ounce range, like 4.5 or 4.6 ounce range, but this knife is just unacceptable. Like, at that weight is not good, especially for a knife toting carbon fiber inlays. I feel like you should be somewhat of a lightweight knife in that regard. You do get used to the weight over time flipping this thing, but definitely does feel like a con to me because honestly I wouldn't expect this knife to feel this heavy with carbon fiber inlays and titanium slabs. The bearings on the Covenant do have a bit of grindiness to them, as most bearing knives do. To be fair, it's not as bad as like a steel cage bearing knife, but it's not as smooth as an IKBS bearing system. But bearings nowadays are just kind of like infested creatures. They don't want to seem to go away. Kind of like these spiders in my garage. They just keep disappearing and then coming back when you least expect it. Just can't seem to get rid of them. Just like also this thing, it wants to keep coming back for some reason. It's been eating all of my fake plants and I really don't like it. Another con of mainly Maxace hardware in general is it's just bad. It strips really easily for some reason, and there's really only one solution once you strip the screws. The performance of the knife is actually pretty surprising. It does have a nice flow to it. Aerials are accurate, chaplains are secure, and fannings are actually pretty nice. It transfers from a more handle bias knife to a somewhat neutral knife while flipping it. That's what kind of surprised me about this knife, and believe it or not, while flipping it, the bearings are actually pretty decently smooth. I was very surprised at that too. The one problem I do have with it is that when sometimes you do slow down or transfer to like different movements or even trying to do transfers in general from different hands, it can be very slow because of how heavy it is. In sum up, this knife isn't for everyone, but at the same time, I say you should give it a try because you never know what you might be missing. And for that, it does belong in my collection. So, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to smash the like button and hit the subscribe button, as well as the notification bell to get notified every single time I post a review. Once again, thank you guys for watching. See ya.